서울에서 계속 살고 있는 이유는 여기가 그나마 조금 문화적인 그 공간이 많은 것 같아요. 그러니까 외국에서 갖고 오는 그런 트렌드나 분위기, 서울이 조금 저는 마음에 드는 것 같아요. 그리고 서울이 좀 재밌다고 해야 되나? 한국 사람들은 사실 문화를 되게 좋아하는 것 같아요. 문화를 좋아하고 정말 다양한 사람들을 접하면 뭔가 우리나라는 음악을 좋아하는 나라라고 생각이 들기도 하고, 특히 서울은 좀 더 그렇다 생각이 들고요.
서울에 제일 크레이지스트한 사람들이 많다. 어떤 면에서 크레이지스트한 거 같냐라고 물어봤을 때 일단 아침까지 술을 먹는다. 이거는 사실은 좀 흔하지 않다. 그러니까 기본적으로 술을 매개로 해서 에너지가 넘치는데 그걸 가장 풀 수 있는 공간이 음악이라고 생각을 하기도 하고, 서울은 되게 다양한 장르를 플레이하는 DJ들과 클럽들이 다양하게 있어요. 그래서 어떻게 보면 약간 음악으로 따지면은 뷔페 같은 느낌인 거죠. 에너지 있는 사람들끼리 엄청나게 다양한 음악을 들을 수 있는 공간이다. 그러니까 나이트라이프로서의 서울이 좀 특별한 것 같아요.
Korea with K-pop is becoming even more international. I think after COVID, like I felt something shift as far as culture. Now that I think about it in a positive way, 2023 K-pop is big and only getting bigger right now. And those people that are making music that people around the world are listening to coming out of Korea, they are in the club. They need to get inspiration from somewhere. I'm sure there's multiple sources, but I think the club is one of them. So it's the DJ's job to provide the music and the environment of the club. Then I, the DJ, I think when I play good music, if the music is good, if I'm doing my job right, then I will be even 1%, 10%, whatever, inspiring those people, those musicians who are in the club. So I think we're like, I mean, it's not 100% from the underground, but the underground is pushing the mainstream as well. And since the Korean mainstream is huge around the world, like we have a part in that.
The big K-pop bands such as New Jeans and even Blackpink, they're using kind of more dance music type beats. So they're using like sort of, there's Amen Break in New Jeans' recent music, which is like sort of the drum and bass, classic jungle sort of vibe, sort of. That's sort of made its way into the Korean pop, which is kind of cool in a way. Yeah, music is very powerful in Korea. It's like sort of, you know, the government always talks about soft power. They put so much money into K-pop being a force for Korean identity abroad that if the underground is having some subtle influence on how the main tool that Korea uses internationally for its identity, then that's kind of a good thing. And you've got underground producers who are making stuff like 250 for that New Jeans beat, which I mentioned with the breaks. So yeah, I feel that may end up helping that long-term goal, which I mentioned about having more recognition for this independent music scene, as opposed to the very corporate entertainment scene, which is a lot of what is driving K-pop, because it's so close to the government and corporate industry here.
Can be myself here. I made like so many friends. So I was like, if I go back, I don't know what I'm gonna like do. I feel like I'm gonna be stuck in one place and I can't like move forward. But being in Seoul, I felt like I was able to like branch off in many different ways. I wanted to be whatever I wanted to be with no judgment as well.
Seoul's home, man. Seoul is home. It's where we grew up. It's where we lived. It's where I met all my friends. So special like that. That's all it is. You just get with similar like-minded people, right? So when we grew up working with similar music people, it's just like, that's just who we vibe with, that's who we would like, so that's all it is, man. It's the same anywhere else, I feel like, but anything special. It's just you vibe with who you vibe with.
Do a self-introduction however you see fit. Slightly.
Okay, yeah, I'm Austin, also known as Austin, from California, USA. The DJ, Seoul, South Korea. 28 years old. Yeah, that's easy. I came to Seoul because I was an exchange student, studying international business. It was 2013 at the time. Everyone from my university was going to like Japan and England and Europe and Australia, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Seoul, see what's going on, and it was fun. It was cool. So here I am, 10 years later. It was kind of hard to speak Korean at first, but after like a month or so, I kind of got used to it. I studied Korean before I left, so yeah, it was like, I don't know, I just did it. I was like 17, 18, so everything was just like, instead of being scary, it was just like, oh, it's new.
제가 클럽이란 곳을 처음 가본 게 21살 때 가봤었어요. 근데 그때 처음 간 클럽이 여기 홍대 매드홀릭이라는 클럽이었는데 그 클럽에서 너무 재밌게 놀았었어요. 재밌게 놀다가 클럽 문화라는 거를 빠지게 되고 전역을 하고 나서 홍대 도즈라는 클럽에서 또 일을 하게 됐어요. 일을 하다가 DJ 하는 형님들을 보고 나서 아, 저 직업이 너무 매력적이다. 저 직업을 한번 해보고 싶다라고 생각이 들어서 이 직업을 선택하게 된 것 같아요.
18살 때, 17살 때 그때 이제 클럽을 몰래 갔었어요. 몰래 갔었는데 이제 거기서 이제 우주비행 형들 중에서 DJ 형을 공연하는 걸 보고 그 형이 이제 사람들이랑 음악으로 소통할 수 있는 그런 모습을 보여줘가지고 저도 이제 그거를 본 다음에 너무 재밌어 보이는 거예요. 뭐 나도 언젠간 저런 걸 해봤으면 좋겠다 했는데 나이도 어렸고 공부를 잘하는 편이 아니었어요. 그래서 바로 시작했죠.
But I was always like interested in making mixes and performing live and just everything with music. So I would go to the club a lot, basically, and just to hear new music, just to dance. And then other people kept asking me, like people in the club kept asking me, like, hey, when are you gonna DJ? Oh, you know all these songs. Oh, you know all these DJs, producers. Like, why are you just here, like having fun? Why don't you start DJing? And I was like, oh, I want to, but I just kept procrastinating. Really, I had a bunch of DJ friends actually, and one of them wanted to learn English. And I speak English, obviously, so I decided to teach her English, and she taught me how to DJ, and I would just go to her house once a week, and we would do an exchange, and yeah.
사실 이거는 뭐 디제잉이 아니라 해도 음악의 영역인 것 같아요. 저는 그렇게 생각해요. 꼭 디제잉을 해야지 모이거나 그런 건 아니니까 그냥 단지 우리는 살아가면서 음악을 듣고 음악을 즐길 줄 알고 하다 보니까 그냥 음악이란 거에 대한 우리의 연결고리라고 생각을 해요. 외국 DJ들과 프렌드십을 사실 만들기는 조금 힘든 것 같아요. 왜냐면 그 친구들의 문화도 있고 대한민국의 문화도 있고, 근데 사실 그 문화가 다르고 우리가 살아온 환경도 다르다 보니까, 근데 뭐 프렌드십이라고 하면 마음 맞으면 프렌드십이라 생각해요. 근데 서로에게 다가가기가 조금 힘든 것 뿐이지, 친해지면 금방 프렌드십이 생기지 않을까라고 저는 생각하고 있습니다.
The demographics of the DJs in Seoul, I mean Korea in general, it's like 99 or 98% Korean, pretty homogenous. So the DJ population reflects that as well. I was like a educated guess. I would say like there's 30 maximum foreign DJs that are like active, like that play every week. Probably 30 or less out of like 1,000. I don't know. There's a lot of clubs. People who don't know Seoul that well, there's like 3 main areas. I guess I would say Hongdae, which is where we are now. It's probably like 100 clubs, to be honest, like so many. Itaewon probably has like 30, 40 clubs. And then the last neighborhood would be Apgujeong, which has like, I don't know, 50 or something. A lot. And all the clubs are like in one area, all walking distance, and I would say 90% of them are free. So it creates a sort of environment where you go to a neighborhood instead of a club, usually. Dirty Rose Club is a club in Itaewon, which is like one of the main club areas in Seoul. Personally, for me, it's the second place I ever DJ'd, and the first place was Soap, which is also in Itaewon. Seoul doesn't have that many underground hip hop clubs, and Dirty Rose Club, the name is a club, but it's more like a bar kind of club bar. It's just like a hangout spot kind of. The second place I ever DJ'd. I like it because you can kind of play whatever you want musically. It's one of the first places I met my closest friends and my DJ team, Born Sounds.
It's like a music collective more than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like
we were doing
like,
parties before More Sounds anyway.
Yeah, we're already doing like a bunch of events.
It kind of just made sense to like put
So
it
just
in
like put it into one bracket thing, you know? Yeah.
I mean, Unborn is me right now. Me, Carl, Lee, and Arnold are like the main members, and they used to have parties here. Them 3, they've always been friends, especially Arnold and Lee. With another member right now, he's not here, Eric Banks. But they used to be playing in Dirty Rose all the time, and so I would stop by and I knew them, but we weren't that close. But I definitely met Arnold here for the first time, and now this is like 3 or 4 years later, and we're throwing a party here. So I think it's kind of something.
Actually, one of the first times I did get close with one of the DJs in Number Sounds was I played in Dirty Rose, and I don't know why they were there. Maybe they were just hanging out, but they saw me DJ, and they were like, "Oh, you played that song. Oh, you played this song. Oh, I never heard anyone play that song in Korea." And then we started talking because of that, and I became friends with them.
저는 손혁재라고 하고 이제 래퍼 겸 브랜드를 운영하고 있는데, 저는 이제 DJ들을 서포트하고 그런 문화들을 좋아해서 DJ들에게 제가 만든 옷들 그리고 파티를 기획하고 그런 것들을 이제 서포트해주는 브랜드. 지금은 이제 여기 더티로즈에서 일하고 있고 클럽 문화를 되게 좋아하고, 그리고 DJ들이 멋있기 때문에, 그리고 한국에서 DJ들이 좀 더 멋있게 플레이를 할 수 있게끔 이쁜 옷들을 만들어서 좀 더 노력하고 있습니다.
It was maybe like 3 years ago, and I had spent like a shitty week, and I go to Soap, the club, and the DJs like always like the lineup is pretty good over there, but like when the music started, like I completely forgot about my shitty week and all my problems. And basically that's what inspired me to be one, because I want to make people feel that way. In Seoul, nightlife hits very different. It really hits different because I think maybe the difference is work life. Work life here is like very, very like intense. So you really want to like relieve stress and just when the weekend comes, like you're like, okay, I need to like go out. Yeah, the scene here is very different. It's very different. I think maybe because people are like from like really like everywhere. In Paris, like I've seen people, but mainly from Europe. But here it's like the DJs are like really from everywhere, so they bring new, I don't know how to say it, but like there are like always new genres that I'm like discovering, and it's Hajra Rose is home. It's home for many of us. So tonight was like my debut, right? And there was no better place for me to debut than here. In 2019, we used to come here every Friday and Saturday, and we'll stay here until 3 in the morning. And I met all of them here, and we'll just like play, like they will play music, and we'll just like stay here and have fun. And I met so many friends here. I made so many memories. So Dirty Rose, I come here even when there's no one to pregame before I go out. So I feel like it's a lot of upcoming artists and upcoming like creatives. They come here a lot. So it's always like it's like a home. It's like a nice place for everyone who's into this kind of vibe, I think.
I do have kind of like a very big genre of interest. I like jazz, I like hip hop, I like R&B, and when people ask me like, oh, what's this song, and I usually know the artist or the name, so I realized that I am into music more than other people. So, and I like sharing like my favorites, and people are like, oh, that song's really good, and that made me feel really good. So that's why I wanted to DJ. I wanted to share my music. Actually, I've been here once. This is my second time. I don't usually go out in Itaewon a lot because I live in near Hongdae, so it's a bit far. But my friend Iki was debuting today. It was her first DJing tonight, so I wanted to support. Seoul is more of a safe place to go out, whereas I've been out in Australia or Japan, well, not in the US, but I want to. But there's not much drugs or anything, like people aren't so violent or like all intoxicated to go out. We just like to enjoy music at the club, that's it. So yeah, I feel like it's more of a safe place to go out here in Seoul. Can I say this in Korean? 한국인들은 살짝 정이라는 게 있어서 여러 번 본 사람들은 좀 뭔가 더 친해지는 게 빠른 것 같아요. So even Dirty Rose Club, like the people here, they don't know each other. They didn't know each other before coming to this club, but we kind of become a family, and we kind of like just talk to each other on Instagram. Are you going out tonight? Oh, okay, I'll come out. Like that. It's like a family.
Like today's event is quite like, how could you say it? It's like going back home, because like since the pandemic, like Dirty Rose has been a bit of a dead location. Like it used to be popping, like this was the place to be back in 2019 if you wanted to party. It was open during weekdays and weekends. Now it's only open during 2 days a week, I think. So this is the place everyone met before they even started DJing back in 2019. Yeah, we support each other in a way. When someone has a gig, whether it's here in Itaewon or like Gangnam or Hongdae, we have like friends like who are from America, like France, the Netherlands, and all of these countries. But we also have like Korean DJ friends that we met over here as well. So like whenever they have events, we go. We just support each other. Like it's mystical. It's actually. It's crazy. Like I don't understand. The thing that makes me come back to this country is that for some reason, I really feel at home. It's like I can have the life I've always wanted to have in a way. Like something I really felt about living in Belgium, it really felt like it wasn't my country. So I feel like the fact that I know that it's not my country and I come here is like I can be whoever I really wanted to be, but I couldn't be back at home. So like definitely like Korea really helped me to like develop myself, like, you know, like creatively and all of these things, like, you know, that type of like moments. In Korea, it's like they take their DJing seriously. Like at clubs, I would say like people dare, DJs are starting to dare to play whatever they want to play. And you know, like a lot of genres are being played, and I also like the fact that whenever let's say you come to Itaewon, you can start your night over here and then you go to like, I don't know, Bolero, another club bar. And then in the same night, you'll go to Cake Shop that's over there. And then like when it's time to do like the after party, then you go to Ring. And then it's like till 8 a.m. I feel like it's the fact that you have so much choice and liberty that makes me come back here.
리스트.
아 오케이. 두 분 입장. 이렇게.
덕큐 찍고 있어.
It's a normal weekend experience, man. This is Joel. This is Joel 2. This is Joel 1 here. You can't really see, but I think anyone would agree it's like the most underground techno club, or like top 3 underground techno clubs in Seoul. The president was the left-wing president, and the as far as I know, the mayor of Gangnam district was right-wing, so they were like the opposite party. And so I don't know if this is fact, but this is what like multiple people told me, is that the mayor of Gangnam was more lenient about the COVID restrictions because they were being made by the left-wing government. So it's things like clubs and parties and dancing was like the Gangnam district was more lenient on them, so more clubs were popping up in rodeo. This rodeo used to be really busy around like maybe 10 years ago, and then it completely died until COVID started, and then 2020, late 2020, early 2021, because of what I just said, like the government of the Gangnam district, clubs started popping up there instead of Itaewon, and everywhere else that were on the same side of the left-wing government. In Korea, almost no clubs have an actual legal license to be a club. They're just operating as restaurants. So like there's only select places that can be a club. It depends on the district that you're in, the street that you're on, the building that you're in. I would say like 90 or more than 90% of clubs are just operating as restaurants in some like weird gray area where technically dancing is not allowed. Like nothing is allowed. It's just like supposed to be a restaurant, but they can't get a license for the club because of some law from the 1960s or 70s or something. So almost all the clubs in Apgujeong and even Itaewon even everywhere basically in the whole city are just technically restaurants. So if like someone reported them or something, the cops come and then technically they have to act like they're a restaurant, even though clearly anyone that walks in there can tell they're a club. So that happens often. Like I think this happened to me like 3 or 4 times. I'm just DJing and then the owner is like, "Yo, turn the music down, sit down." Everyone has to sit down.
We're in Apgujeong Rodeo. Going to Court Cafe. Only the name is a cafe. It's actually a club. We're gonna see if it's busy or not. Those two.
Dude,
that
night was fire, bro.
That night was crazy.
But anyway, when you played like 3 Fridays ago, that shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I spent like about 6 bottles, bro, because of you, bro.
Facts, thank you.
You was running around with shit.
This is my friend making a documentary.
Hey, film this, bro. Hey, I'm from Korea, but my boy Austin is the best fucking motherfucking DJ at court, man. He brings shit up on fire, bro. Fire. I said it twice, I said it once, whatever, bro. Rah.
Living in the system, baby.
나 잠깐만. 내가 뭐라고 했는데 내가 내려놓어.
대야, 근데 이게 진짜. 대야 이랬는데 언니가.
How many hours did I play? 3.5? That's that many. 4.5? 3.5?
Alright, we ready for the next?
It's every night, man. That's tomorrow we do it again. Sunday we do it again. 11? Where?
Muse is right there.
Muse?
So it just opened last weekend.
That's what I'm saying. Where are we? Where are you? Why is it so quiet in the background? Where are you? Oh, you're home. Go to sleep then.
Okay. So I'm Lily. I'm from England. I'm half British, half Korean. I go by Lil Lily as my DJ name. And my name is Melanie. I'm French. And my DJ name is just Lily. I moved to Korea when I was 17 with my sister we got signed by a modeling agency. I didn't enjoy it, but I stayed anyway in Korea. The first time I came to Korea was in 2017 with my mom. We just traveled together, and then I came back multiple times by myself. Now I got stuck because of COVID. I got stuck in Korea because of COVID, basically. And then I changed my visa into an entertainment visa, and I did like some shootings and modeling. And then after I became a DJ after this. The safety thing a lot as well. I think that was like one of a bigger reasons why I stayed, is just I felt safe, especially as a woman. You can just walk around at night and like you feel comfortable. Even like when we're DJing as well, like I never feel uncomfortable. It's like I feel safe, if that makes sense. Yeah, in Paris, I feel like if I would have to DJ in Paris, I would literally go do the job and then leave the party. Because there's so many girls there that got like drugged with like syringe, right? Yeah, they just like basically just syringe. Syringe. And it's too scary. But I was like really into like watching DJ sets, like Boiler Room and stuff like that. And I was really into this one artist from Korea, Yeji. She does DJing as well. And I saw like her Boiler Room set and it was so cool. And like I've never seen like DJing stuff before that, or like I had no idea what it was. other than DJs in the club, obviously. But I didn't realize how like artistic it could be and unique it could be until I saw her set, and then I got like, you know, deep in the rabbit hole of DJing on YouTube and watched like so many boiler rooms, and like I was just like, oh, I just want to try it. So like my story is really interesting because I was modeling at the time, and I had an agency, and in my agency was like a DJ deck. So I had a meeting with my manager, and I was like, oh, like I'm really into DJing these days. And she was like, oh, I want to manage a DJ. And then it kind of just started from there. She got me lessons, and I learned that way. I think I learned in a more like professional kind of setting, not by myself. Like I had someone doing it for me in a way. When I first came to Hands in Hongdae, I don't remember who was the DJ. I feel like it was brilliant, not gonna lie. Oh really? Yeah. And I just listened to the music and I was like, wow, like this is DJing. Because, you know, in French, when you think about DJing, it's like David Guetta, and it's not really my type of music.
Like EDM music?
Yeah. I mean, it's like his type of music, but since it's not really what I listen to, I never like really related to it. But Brilliant, for example, is like the type of music I really vibe to. And I was like, oh, so this is DJing. And I was like, oh, like I'm actually really interested in doing this. When I started, like the first time I had a DJ set, I was a resident in a bar club. And I would have to DJ there every Friday and Saturday, and I would have 2 sets of 1 hour and a half, like at 10 and one at like 2 a.m. So it was really hard because I would have to stay awake between the 2 sets, and like it was 1 hour and a half for both sets. And
you weren't playing music you like?
No, they were always asking me to play this type of music or this type of music. And then when I would actually play my music, they would come and be like, oh, can you play more commercial songs? Can you play more this? Can you play more that? And at some point, I got kind of like fed up because I was like, I'm not doing this to play the
reason you quit.
Yeah, I think she was the reason I quit. Because I was like, I'm not doing this because I'm playing the music you want me to play. I'm doing this because I want to play my music. So I just started playing like drum and bass and UK garage and, you know, like baile and stuff. And then I got fired.
The way I started out, I actually started with a DJ crew under a company. I was the first member and like the reason why the crew was made. And within that crew, I felt like I had no identity. Basically, whatever the company wanted, I had to do. Whatever they wanted me to look like, I had to look like. Like my hair is red, and now like everyone knows me for having red hair. But at that time, there was a time in like the crew that I wanted to like, change out my look. I wouldn't be allowed. I would have to ask, and it would be like something that would have to be discussed. It wasn't a big agency. Obviously, I won't say the name, but within the agency, they had some connections with the show Produce 101, but like it was the 2nd season of that show, and they were interested in me auditioning for the show.
Hey boys and girls.
So I went through an audition process. I had to learn how to dance. I mean, like, I can't dance. That everyone knows I cannot dance. I'm really bad at dancing. I had to try to sing and rap. Also cannot sing, cannot rap. In the end, it didn't go anywhere, but it kind of sparked a reason for me to leave this agency, along with some other reasons. But pursuing K-pop was nothing I was really interested in. I didn't know it that well.
like I said, I have no talent in dancing or singing. It was like something I was forced to do, not something I wanted to do. Along with the fact my agency was putting insane amounts of pressure on me to lose weight. I never considered myself like pretty when I was younger until I got scouted. Not like I thought I was pretty, but you know, that's what they said. And then it turned into like situations where I would go in for a meeting, they would like pinch my body and be like, you need to lose this weight. They would compare me to they would get another girl in the room and be like, she's losing 1 kilogram a day, you should be doing that. Mind you, I was 17. To put this amount of pressure on a 17-year-old is crazy to me. But I remember like going home crying from a meeting because they would just pinch me and be like, you need to lose weight here. They would make me look in the mirror and they would stand behind me and just judge my appearance and tell me everything I needed to fix about what I looked like to fit their standards. I wouldn't be able to carry on learning if I didn't lose weight. So every time I would go in, it was like something that was on my mind, like, oh, do I look skinny enough today? Should I wear this type of clothes? Do I look fat in this? Or like, even now when I DJ, I mean, we get ready together sometimes and I'm always like, do I look fat? Do I look okay? Should I wear this? Does this look okay? And I don't think like it should matter, but it's so in my brain from when I was young that appearance is something important. Like, wow, it's a big deal, but it shouldn't be. Even if it's like, I never felt insecure about it before until that situation. So because of the K-pop auditioning for that, trying to do singing and dancing, pressuring me to be a certain type of way, I just like had to leave. Like I couldn't deal with it. Since I said my DJ name is Lil Lily, I felt like it was a separate person. That was not me. I would even make jokes like, oh, like Lil Lily is doing this. Like I'm being Lil Lily today. This is how Lil Lily dresses. Like for the first 6 months of me DJing, I stuck to one hairstyle because my profile shoot was with that hairstyle and my management just was like, stick to it, you know? I had to do that hairstyle every time I DJ'd. Even if they didn't tell me to, I just felt like, oh, I have to be like this. This is who I am. This is Lil Lily. But it doesn't matter. What matters is what music you play, not what you look like. I mean, like, obviously, I don't want to talk bad about the crew or the company, but luckily my contract had ended. So that was my way out. But also my friend, DJ Chancellor, he's like my best friend. We would talk a lot about it and he would give me a lot of advice. And I always felt like I wasn't myself with my crew. I wasn't close friends with my crew. When I would hang out with Chancellor, I was like always myself. So I felt like even if I don't get a lot of jobs, at least like I can play the music I want. I can be around the friends I want to be around. Like on the weekends, I don't have to be around the crew that might not get along with that well.
릴리랑 저랑 레딘이랑 진짜 많이 같이 활동해요. 제가 아는 클럽 이제 CEO 형한테 릴리 추천해주고 레딘 추천해주고 반대로 릴리랑 레딘이 저 추천해주고 그런 식으로 해서 서로 도움이 되는 것 같아요. DJ들끼리 친해야 하는 이유라기보다 친해하면 재밌어요. 그 클럽에 갔을 때 제 DJ 친구랑 같이 팀면은 좀 신나기도 하고 제 타임 끝나고 제 타임 때에 이제 릴리가 자기 친구들 데려와서 놀아주고 릴리 타임 때는 또 제가 이제 댄벅스 코리아 친구들이랑 같이 하고 막 춤추고 그 다음 다 끝나고 같이 술 먹고 재밌는 인생인 것 같아요, DJ.
So when I was leaving my crew, me and Melanie had connected again. And if I didn't have Melanie to talk to, I don't think I would have left. She gave me like a lot of advice. And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't really have friends when I was in my crew. we joke about this a lot because I always say it, but I didn't really have anyone to talk to, especially people who understood the DJ life. And especially being a woman as well, it's different. So, thanks to you. When we're hanging around with like maybe unborn sounds, Lee or Austin, they don't care about that. That's not even something that they think about, And even like with my friends, like the dance crew, Hit Them Folks or DJ Chansa, I feel like if hers is not important to them, they just want to have fun, listen to good music, share good music. I don't know, I feel like we don't even look at what people look like. It's just, you're there to have a good time. And I just feel like really free to be able to be whatever I want to be. Even if one day I do really care about what I look like, it's my choice. It's not someone else's choice. It's my choice to be like, oh, I should do my hair like this today because I want to. I think freedom is like something really important to me. So being around people where they feel so free to be themselves, no matter what people like judge them, like if people judge them, they don't care. No matter what people think about them, they're just themselves, 100%, like authentic. I like being around those people and it just makes me comfortable. So that's why I choose to stay freelance. I don't want someone telling me what to do.
We have NFTs. 그 마지막에 시합 프로그램 가운데고 like how do you implement? I actually just did an assignment on NFTs, but I still don't fully understand. I was like writing about that.
We are at Seoul Community Radio today. Sally, who is a really beloved DJ in the community. She's leaving, so she's hosting a kind of going away last level party, and we're all here DJing and just enjoying before she goes. So I'm from New York City, I'm from Harlem specifically. I came to Seoul for the first time in 2014 as a student. I loved it so much. I was like, well, I have to come back as a teacher. Came back, I was teaching for a few years, teaching English, and during that time was actually when I started to become curious about DJing. So I decided to take classes from a friend who was also a DJ at the time. I started learning with him for about 4 months. After the 4 months, I debuted and it went from there. So that's how I ended up here today. When I came here in 2014, I made a lot of really good friends like Liana. I didn't meet Austin at that time, but I'd heard of Austin, Arnold, and so we all kind of met and were friends first before any of us started DJing. And then when I came back as a teacher, we were all friends. We kind of reunited. A few of them started DJing. I became curious. And so we all kind of started the journey together. So I guess that was my first DJ family. But I found that the community in general, especially here in Itaewon, especially Seoul Community Radio, other amazing establishments in this area, the DJs, the owners, people who frequent those places, everyone is truly just here for the music, to make friends, to get to know people. And I feel like that kind of made the transition into this community a lot easier, especially as someone who is at times a little nervous, a little introverted. I have some doubts at times about, the community and the scene, but I feel like every time I return to a place like SER or like Cake Shop, I remember how wonderful this community is, how welcoming it is, and people just want to get to know each other. And I think that sense of just wanting to connect is the basis for this kind of community.
How I got into DJing here, there wasn't really a drum and bass scene, or there was, but I didn't really like it very much, and it wasn't the stuff that I'd hear back home. And so I used to play at home and have parties at my house, and then I'd play in my friend's bar. And then one day, like, it just kind of, I don't know, it just snowballed from there. And then I started playing a bit out, and more drum and bass heads started popping up, and then we've just kind of made a little community. And the kimchi guys, they've been going hard as well. You can meet them.
오케이 고. 저는 드릴펀치입니다.
저는 언타이틀드라고 하고요. 우리는 김치 팩토리 호미스라고 하는 서울에서 그 UK 댄스 뮤직을 주로 플레잉하고 있는 그런 DJ 컬렉티브예요. 파티도 정기적으로 런칭을 하고 있고, 네, 그런 팀입니다.
So I play drum and bass and jungle, and sometimes I play reggae on Sundays, but mostly drum and bass.
I play kind of everything, mostly trap, reggaeton, Afrobeats, piano, house.
These days,
I'm a house girly
and a junglist as well.
And a junglist.
Yeah.
I do a lot of baile funk, so I'm very into baile funk. But my roots is trap and hip hop. My roots is trap. In my like life's mission or work was to like document and track underground youth culture. So I was doing that and doing like photo exhibitions and books and interviews and like kind of published work. Then COVID hit, and then I started a label. Now I founded my second label, and that's like the one I'm at right now. And so I kind of just like, I'm here for the long run, doing that while I'm also like being a part of the DJ scene and pushing like different sounds and cultures and curating events and have a collective. So I think like things naturally snowballed into each other, but I've created like a strong foundation where it's not easy for me to like get up and go. Nor do I want to, because I feel like I'm making pretty strong like global connections while being stable here.
저는 전부 전라북도 익산이라는 작은 동네에서 태어나고 자라고 그랬어요.
저는 서울에서 자랐어요. 그래서 사실은 그 김치 팩토리 호미스 형들은 다 전라북도라는 익산이라는 동네에서 같이 나고 자랐지만 그 사람들을 만나기 시작한 거는 after 20s, 20살 넘어서 이제 디제잉 하기 시작하면서 만나요.
제가 나고 자란 동네는 이런 어떠한 플랫폼 인프라가 없어요. 이런 음악들을 즐기고 또 내가 음악을 어떠한 것들을 보여주고 그런 게 전혀 없었기 때문에 자연스럽게 동네에서 친구들을 만나고 음악을 이렇게 즐기고 하는 데 있어서 자연스럽게 서울로 올 수밖에 없었어요.
The Korean experience is also something that is so deeply ingrained in terms of the history, language, patriotism, nationalism. And that's an experience I won't understand, just as how like a Korean person wouldn't understand my experience as a Black American woman. But I also think that, you know, living here, it's nice to be able to share and learn from each other. So I wouldn't say I'm Korean. I don't think I'll ever identify as Korean. I don't feel very Korean. I identify with living in Seoul, but I don't identify as Korean. Yeah. My identity doesn't really affect who I decide to hang around, which is the nice thing, right? I think in New York, sometimes it does play a role because, you know, we're so ingrained in our own communities and we have preconceptions about other communities, and so maybe you'll tend to segregate yourself a little bit, or maybe the other people segregate you, not by choice. But here, I feel like it's kind of the opposite, especially I'll say in Itaewon, I feel like my identity has never influenced like who I decide to talk to, who I decide to make friends with. It's kind of like you just talk to people, you give people the benefit of the doubt, you get to know them first before you make a judgment. Whereas when I'm back home, it's like snap judgments, like, oh, you seem weird based on what I already know about being in New York and like you. And I think I appreciate the fact that here I am a little bit more open because you never know who you're gonna meet. And I think that's something I'll take back with me to New York.
우리는 이제 UK 댄스 뮤직을 틀다 보니까 보통 이제 제일 많이 참고하게 되는 플랫폼은 캐퍼시라는 이제 플랫폼을 많이, 유튜브에 있는 캐퍼시라는 채널을 많이 찾아보거든요. 약간 UK 버전의 보일러인데 조금 더 러한 느낌이 더 커요.
저는 영향을 받는 그런 공간과 그런 매체들은 일단 다 서울에 있는 그런 걸 다 받는 것 같아요. 저는 오랜 시간 동안
케이크샵이라는 클럽을 엄청 많이 다녔는데 그냥 거기에 계속 가면 뭐 2018년도에는 이런 음악이 제일 세련되고 뭐 19년도에는 이런 음악이 제일 세련되고 그런 것들을 다 들을 수가 있었어요. 그리고 뭐 전 세계적으로 좀 하입되는 전 세계적으로 어떠한 하입을 받는 그런 DJ들도 꼭 와서 내한 공연하고 뭐 디제잉하고 하는 공간이 케이크샵이었기 때문에 저는 항상 거기 가서 많은 걸 듣고 배우고 그랬고요. 서울 커뮤니티 라디오도 수많은 DJ들이 자기 것들을 보여주고 그런 거를 너무 잘 확인할 수 있어요. 아카이빙이 잘 돼 있어서 간편하게 클릭해서 항상 볼 수 있기 때문에 이제 두 곳에서 제일 많이 영향을 받고 듣고 그랬고 이제 뭐 다른 어떠한 뭐 린스 FM이나 키퍼시나 NTS 라디오 그리고 보일러룸도 물론이고 그리고 그 요새 미국에 그 또 있는데 그 뭐였더라 이름이? 희수랑 맨날 보는 거. 데프TV? 데프TV. 이 정도. 그래서 많은 그런 플랫폼을 많이 보려고 해요. 최대한 많이. 저도 마찬가지로 케이크샵 SCR 영향 많이 받았고 이마를 빠뜨린 것 같아서 코리안 DJ들도 코리안 DJ들만 스타일이 있지만 여기에서 주로 활동하고 있는 넌 코리안 DJ들도 그들만의 스타일이 있고 거기에 대해서 되게 많이 그 영향을 받고 있어요. 그 특히 이제 뭐 지금 이제 주로 많이 가장 활동하고 있는 뭐 그 플래닛 터보라고 우리랑 같이 이제 자주 작업을 하고 있는 그 UK 기반의 댄스 뮤직을 트는 친구들도 바이닐로 정글을 튼다든지 되게 좀 색다른 시도를 많이 하고 있고 뭐 당장에 여기 지금 계속 디제잉을 하고 있는 언버리 사운드 친구들도 되게 새로운 튠들을 항상 매 셋마다 가져와요. 뭐 칼, 리, 뭐 아놀드, 어스틴 뭐 할 것 없이. 그래서 그 친구들이 있어서 더 씬이 되게 다양해지는 것 같아요. 좀 더 다이버스해지고 그만의 그 컬러를 더 확보할 수 있는 것 같고 아까 인터뷰에서도 얘기했던 대로 서울이 되게 다양한 장르들이 되게 함께 있는 뷔페나 샐러드볼 같은 곳이라고 했는데 그 원동력 중 하나가 그 친구들이 있어서라고 생각을 해요. 여기에 있는 코리안 DJ들은 사실 한계가 있잖아요. 계속 보통 코리안 씬에 머물러 있어야 되지만 그 친구들은 나고 자랐을 때 뭐 예를 들어서 뭐 내가 베이스로 영향을 받았었던 장르들이 있으니까 그런 것들을 오히려 더 빨리 알게 되는 것 같아서 그리고 그 친구들 디제잉도 잘해요. 그래서 항상 좀 좋은 어떤 그 영감을 인스파이레이션을 되게 받는 것 같아요. 우리는 UK 음악을 트는 DJ이지만 영국을 한 번도 갔다 온 적 없고 We've never been UK, so we only just born and raised in Korean and influenced in Korean. 이제는 경쟁력을 좀 갖추고 있을 거라고 생각을 해요. 오히려 이제는 씬에서 한국에서 많이 활동하던 코리안 DJ들이 이제는 서울 너머의 어떤 세계에서 보일러룸이나 다른 플랫폼에서도 되게 많이 플레이를 하고 있거든요. 뭐 코코도 있고 디디언 씨도 있고 박혜진이라든지 그런 되게 다양한 아티스트들이 이제 월드와이드하게 활동을 할 수 있기 때문에 개인적으로 이 씬에 대한 어떤 자부심을 갖고 있어요. 생각보다 우리는 재밌는 걸 하고 있고 코리아만이 할 수 있는 어떤 색깔을 갖고 있다고 저는 생각을 하고 있어요. 그러니까 as a Korean DJ 저희도 뭔가 우리는 앰비션 같은 건 없거든요. We don't have any ambition like achieving something like bigger things, but 그냥 우리의 목표는 뭐냐면은 as always 진짜 재밌는 거 하자. 그냥 다른 사람들이 들었을 때 아 이거 프레시하고 새롭고 재밌다 하는 것만 하자라는 생각인데 그게 어떻게 보면은 우리가 한국 씬을 보고 있는 그런 시선이기도 하고 아니면은 동시에 한국인 DJ로서의 어떤 아이덴티티이긴 한 것 같아요. 그거는 일단 우리가 만나게 된 게 음악이라는 그런 공통적인 관심사가 있기 때문에 저도 사실 영어를 잘 못하거든요. 근데 그냥 친구가 될 수 있어요. 친구가 될 수 있고 뭔가 패밀리십이 생겨요. 이런 걸 같이 좋아하는구나. 너가 이걸 좋아하고 내가 이걸 좋아하는구나. 그런 것부터 뭔가 동질감이 만들어지고 해서 좀 언어나 뭐 다른 어떤 것들도 좀 문제가 되지 않고 그냥 자연스럽게 친구가 되고 좀 그런 것들이 형성되면서 이제 그 시간이 오래되다 보니까 이제 좀 가족처럼 이렇게 이제 서로 안부 물어보고 서로 생일도 챙기고 이제 같이 시간도 많이 보내고 그런 것들이 자연스럽게 생기면서 같이 그것들이 또 이제 다른 어떠한 활동들, 그러니까 파티를 같이 열 수도 있고 뭐 어떠한 이벤트를 같이 열 수도 있고 뭐 그런 것들로 자연스럽게 연결되는 것 같아요.
When I was here, I started working more in drum and bass and playing drum and bass, and like my biggest focus was drum and bass. And it only made sense that I went home to like pursue that, because the reason why I got so into drum and bass here was because I couldn't go home because of COVID, so I was kind of stuck here. And so when I went home, I realized that it made more sense for me to be there. It's been crazy. It's been crazy because you have to be alone, especially because we were here during COVID. We really had to just kind of be on our own and really like build our own communities, in the sense that everyone kind of like not needs each other, but everyone's like more supportive of each other, and like everyone's more individual. But whereas at home, like my friendship groups, family groups, work groups, everyone's just in a group. But here it's just kind of like everyone's kind of independent, so it works kind of differently. I don't know how to put it in words, but it just kind of, it's different in that way.
It's built out of necessity, I think, here, because you're all alone. Then so, in my case, if I don't fuck with somebody, it's not like I act like I hate you. I just don't give you the time and energy, and I find the people that like feed me and feed my soul, because it's more of like a.
I will be around here.
Okay, baby. Bye, baby. Because for me, community and love and family is a lot that I like. It's less forgiving. I'm less forgiving here, and I'm more like, this is what I need. This is like the people I choose. Because I choose these people, I'm a lot more selective. But back home, you don't have to be as selective. You can be a little bit. I would say back home, I'm a lot more forgiving.
That's facts. That's actually facts.
Because there's more time, there's more ease, and there's less of the idea of necessity, and more of the idea of like.
Also, it also feels like things just end and grow a lot quicker here. Nothing's very. It doesn't feel like anything's stable here. Like
No.
It just feels like everything just kind of goes quickly and just like moves quickly.
Especially for foreigners, this is a very liminal space. It's a very transitory space in people's lives. So who they are in Korea is not necessarily who they actually are as a person. But this is a new side to them, and this is, I sometimes feel like this is a purer side. Bang. So.
Yeah, I think.
With that, there could be, one can argue that there could be more of a sense of selectivity as to who you want in your corner.
Don't tell anyone though, because this party is called Last Level. My party's usually called Levels. I told everyone this is my last level, but I'm gonna be back. I'll probably come back every summer or something. Yeah. I can't, this is like a second home. You can't let it go, but it's not my home, you know? But it's also a second home. You struggle, I don't know. It's nice being here because of the love you get and the opportunities that you get, but you do also feel like a foreigner, so it's nice to come in and out. And the people that have been here and have been living here, the foreigners, I made homes here, I give it to them. They're brave as fuck. I swear. Yeah, they're brave as hell. Like, they just stay here, they keep going, they've been doing stuff, they've been grinding here. They're strong people. But I'm in and out, I think. I'm gonna be in and out.
the Seoul Community Radio is kind of basic, but you can actually break it down into the 3 words that make up SCR. So, for example, Seoul, we're about focusing on the local scene here, music that is made here, the scene that operates here and has grown in the last 7 years. And then I'd say we move on to the R part, which is radio, which is the broadcasting of that. So 7 years ago, we were at the advent of live streaming, Facebook Live, Instagram was just taking off, YouTube Live, that whole kind of broadcast yourself culture. So technology has always been a bit about it. How can we showcase what's happening in Seoul? And I think in recent years, the main thing which has really grown and kind of is the real core of SCI is the community. And since the beginning, we've been focusing on the community of artists, young talent, helping give them a chance to sort of get acknowledgement on the world stage, because we've featured a lot of artists from abroad who've come into Seoul. We also like to, how can I say, export artists that people might want to hear to the rest of the world. And that's been a music community, but we've also branched into different areas of community in recent times, such as the LGBT community, such as different types of societies and subcultures that exist in Korea, such as the African community, for example. It's about reaching in and seeing, bigging up the cultural side of Korea that doesn't always get a platform. So we're open to lots of different creative ideas, and we also like doing stuff which kind of flips the traditional and the modern. So we like to do events which are which fuse together Korean and modern cultures. So we did a party in a Jimji Bang recently, which I don't think anyone's ever done, that sauna party. That's a slice of Korean culture fused with a dance music festival, which pretty much sums up what SER is about. Just something very Korean in the context of sort of cutting edge dance music culture. Myself, I've been here for 8 years. I'm from London originally, but I have a sort of connection to Asia in the fact that my mum's Thai. I was born in Thailand, but grew up in England, in London, northwest London to be precise. And once I got to Korea, I really found that there was a nice atmosphere here, opportunity-wise to do things, because everything was so fresh and new. There was a very small dance music scene. There was lots of fun stuff happening around fashion. And decided to launch Seoul Community Radio here to kind of fit in, really. Just there was no real media here in Korea which was about focusing on dance music. There was like one blog, a couple of clubs. For a long time there's been a bit of a stigma behind clubs in Korea. They've always been seen as sort of shady places or places where people just go to get drunk.
요즘 기성세대랑 그리고 넥스트업이라고 하죠. 약간 요즘 세대가 서로 엄청 싸워요. 근데 싸울 필요 없이 서로 존중하고 배울 점이 있고, 근데 기성세대 분들은 저희랑 다른 게 그런 거죠. 뭔가 두려움이 많은 것 같아요. 변화에 대해서, 바뀌는 거에 대해서 두려움이 많으신 것 같아요. 반대로 저희 요즘 세대 애들은 이제 막 성인 됐고 시간도 남고, 그러다가 10대 친구들은 부모님이랑 같이 살기도 하잖아요. 근데 이제 시간과 돈적으로 여유가 나오면은 솔직히 겁날 게 없고요. 그러기 때문에 창의성도 더 뛰어나고, 그래서 뭔가 더 다양한 친구들이 많이 나오는 것 같아요. 저도 그중 하나고, 기성세대를 무시하면 절대 안 되죠. 보고 배울 게 있어요. 괜찮게. 확실히 저희보다 더 오래 하셨고 배울 점도 많고 서로 조화로워야 하는 것 같아요. 서로에 대한 리스펙이 있어야 됩니다. 근데 이제 기성세대 말고 요즘세대의 장점이라고 하면은 좀 과격해요. 과격하고 부끄러움이 없어요. 나쁜 뜻이 아니라 좋은 뜻이에요. 예를 들면 뭐 옛날 같은 거 보면은 약간 뭐 길거리에서 막 춤추고 있으면은 사람들이 좀 욕하고 갈 때도 있어요. 할머니 할아버지들이라고 아저씨 아줌마들이 약간 이렇게 좀 째려보고 갈 때도 있고 하는데 요즘 애들은 부끄러움이 없죠. 저 같은 경우만 해도 저도 막 히트믹스코리아 친구들은 연습실을 잡아서 따로 춤 연습을 하지 않아요. 스피커 엄청 큰 거 한 개랑 먹을 거랑 길바닥. 그래서 그냥 길거리에서 진짜 스피커 틀고 놀고 먹고 하면서 그렇게 노는 것 같아요. 남들 시설 신경 안 쓰고 패션도 마찬가지. 패션도 이제 기성세대가 보기에는 저게 뭐야 라고 하는데 저희가 좋아하는 거 있고 좋아하는 거 듣고 좋아하는 춤을 추고 그게 문제된 것 같아요. 제 가족이요? 지지 않아요. 지지 안 했었죠. 근데 지금은 해요. 짧게 말하자면은 미성년자 때 이제 DJ를 하겠다라고 했는데 이제 어머니 세대 때는 클럽 나쁜 거 술 파고 약하고 막 남자 여자 그런 거 있고 하는데 걱정을 많이 하셨는데 저는 그래도 좋아하는 걸 해야 하기 때문에 그냥 짐 싸서 밖에 나와서 혼자 친구들 도움 받으면서 이뤄낸 것 같아요. 근데 하나 둘씩 일어날 때마다 엄마랑 아빠가 이제 제가 막 TV 나오고 파티 열고 제가 만든 파티에 몇백 명씩 오고 돈도 벌고 그러다 보니까 인정을 해주셨던 것 같아요. 지금은 좋아하세요.
Yeah, there is a stigma about electronic music and clubs not being a force for good, but I feel that SCR is flipping that and making it a friendly place where youngsters and Hajras can come and see an event. Hajras being elderly aunties here, and the flip side of elderly aunties is the ajashi, so it's an older guy. They've looked at our events and be like, what's this? This looks really joyous and really fun. So it's flipping the DJ culture here and making it something which is more, dare to say, more wholesome, but also just more accessible and part of the fabric of society. So yeah, I feel that that's been definitely a thing we've done in recent times. So Hajra Days is an event series that we created just after the restrictions on COVID were lifted, and it was one of the highlights of last year in the scene because we did 5 events at the east coast of Korea in a place called Yangyang, which is a really, I'd say it's probably like the nearest, funnest coast to the capital of Seoul, and it's a 2-hour drive. and during the hottest part of the summer we host a 2-venue event there which happens in one day, which one stage is a skate park and the other one is on Surfy Beach.
How are we feeling today?
Not too bad. Slept like 4 hours, maybe 5. Thought it was gonna rain, but it's not. Out here.
We've had artists ranging from like rap crews like Barming Tiger to like sort of international artists like Shy One from the UK. We've also got artists coming from Melbourne, from New Zealand, from African origin as well. So it's going to be a nice one this year. But the event series is all about getting out of the studio and sort of having tunes on the beach in a festival style. And it's a really it's a real family affair because we basically got SCR has quite a small team anyway. There's 5 of us. We're a close-knit family, and all the people from the community pitch in some way or form, like whether it's as a photographer, as a t-shirt printer, as someone who's doing like videos, social media videos. We make the team like 4 times the size for this one. So it's quite nice to be able to give jobs and roles and earning opportunities for the wider community with this event. We've got a drink sponsor in Jim Beam, which helps smooth things over for sure, and the sponsorship sort of helps us bring over good DJs and give artists a place to stay. Every Hajra Days is like it's a full weekend affair, even though it just lasts on the Saturday. So whereas every weekend we usually have SCR open, we close it specifically for this event because it's 2 hours out of Seoul. It requires some setup because we're live streaming out of there, and actually it is quite an ambitious technical experience because as a radio station we do live streaming for all of our events bar like some smaller stuff, but in this scenario we're live streaming from 2 stages simultaneously, and from the skate park and from Surfy, and of course it rained. but I think we sort of knew it was going to rain, but not quite to the extent that it did, so it was a bit heavy. But even then, it's a good example of us hustling to sort of make the best of the situation, because we had to come inside. There was some severe lightning, which some people even got hit by lightning that weekend, which was like a very rare occurrence. So we took the step of going inside. There are a few sister platforms out there. So since we launched SCR, Seoul Community Radio, there's been a Hong Kong Community Radio, Manila Community Radio, Shout Out Karachi Community Radio, Shanghai Community Radio, Box Out FM in India, who's like sort of breaking the community radio sort of name. And then there's nice radios in Australia, Skylab. And then further afield there's classic sort of stations like NTS and Boiler Room, who we've collaborated with as well. So I think there's a good kind of camaraderie and community between a lot of the radio stations, especially those that started up back in the kind of I would say the boom of online radio 2.0. Personally, the last one went quite well. There was a lot of cheerful vibes despite the rain, and I think it sort of sums up a lot of our community, really. Even when things aren't perfect, they seem to pull through. So yeah, the series is something we look forward to every year. We hope to be able to do it every year. I mean, personally, I feel that we've got good recognition internationally. We could have even better recognition domestically, personally, because amongst the underground and subculture, people know us, but does the everyday man on the street or woman, right, know who we are? I don't think so. So there's more that can be done to deepen and be more useful in that sort of society, in sort of more everyday terms. How can dance music be more a part of that? Because if you think overall, Korea's not that underground in terms of the general mainstream culture, whereas in the UK, grime and everything, and UK rap, and it's household name people now, so there's a difference. So plans for SCR over the coming years are quite interesting, because only really now can we sort of think we have a road ahead that we can play on, because with COVID and that it was all about survival, it was how can we actually just keep going. Before there was COVID, it was there were grand designs. How can we make our own festival? How can we do more tours where we take Korean artists around the world? Those are all kind of main goals in terms of just exposure of SCR and exposure of Korean talent worldwide. Those have always been the main sort of reason why we exist, to further electronic music. There's a lot in Korean society which could do with a little bit of how can I say, bit more awareness of what's going on globally in terms of the LGBT society, in terms of like sort of attitude towards music culture, art culture, electronic music culture, that being something to preserve, because we don't get grants like they would, like a lot of radios do in, say, Brussels or Amsterdam, whereas here art funding primarily goes on sculptures and fine art and those traditional kind of forms of art, which it's not really sort of what people are coming to countries for these days. So there's not that kind of recognition of sort of these underground cultures and what they do. They do so much for I think Korea generally, but there's not that acknowledgement of that. So there's a lot we can do to build awareness of the value of what we do, at what the entire scene does, rather than just exist in our bubble. But I think that's a question for electronic music worldwide itself. How can it not just exist in this vacuum? How can it sort of be more of a force for good generally, and people to respect what it actually does in terms of promoting, being together, being community, being in one place, enjoying music as an art form. I mean, there's a lot to be said for that. It's a powerful thing. So yeah, plenty to be done to raise awareness of that.
그러니까 뭔가를 계획하고 플래닝을 하고 뭔가 목표를 설정을 하고 좀 재밌는 걸 하자 해도 새로운 게 나올 수 있겠지만, 뭐 우리가 인트로덕션 했었을 때 이미 얘기했던 대로 다들 다 그냥 진짜 우리 팀 네임이 김치 팩토리 homies거든요. So we'll just like homies, real homies, like born and raised in the town. 그래서 뭔가 비즈니스를 하고자 모였다면은 이만한 에너지가 안 나왔다고 생각해요. 그 다른 그 외국인 DJ들도 그렇고 한국 DJ들도 그렇고 우리한테 항상 얘기했었던 것이 되게 재밌게 산다, 그 말이 다였거든요. You guys live really fun. That's all. 그냥 그 갖고 있는 에너지가 전부라고 생각을 해요. 그러니까 당연히 뭔가 세부적 스페시픽한 계획들, 당장의 파티 이런 것들은 계획을 잡겠지만 우리는 무언가를 해야 되겠다. 뭐 예를 들어서 뭐 DJ라면 다들 다 꿈꾸고 막 보일러룸에 나가겠다. 이런 어떤 그 앰비션은 없어요. 그냥 여기서 좋아하는 사람들이랑 좋아하는 음악 틀고 우리 시그니처 칵테일 마시면서 그냥 재밌게 노는 게 목표예요. 그런데 기회가 오는 거죠. 반대로 되게 감사하게. 그래서 크게 힘을 들이지 않으려고 노력하는 것 같아요. 네가 다 말해.
미래 계획이요? 미래 계획은 히트앤픽스 코리아 친구들이랑 한국 힙합 씬을 좀 바꿔보려고 엄청 노력 중이에요. 유튜브, 틱톡, 인스타그램, 파티, 저 같은 경우는 DJ, 영상 편집하는 친구도 있고 랩하는 친구도 있고 옷 만드는 친구도 있고 정말 모든 방면에서 씬을 바꾸려고 노력 중이에요.
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like there's so many factors that go into like the musical scene, whether it's in Korea or anywhere. I don't know. I'm not optimistic about the scene anywhere, to be honest with you. I think people's attention span is getting shorter, and I don't know. I could go very deep. With streaming, like now, if you're not in a club, you can like listen to whatever song you want, whenever you want, for as long as you want, in whatever order you want. And I feel like that is really having an effect on like live music consumption. As far as like genres and whatever, I think like, of course it can't go backwards, right? As just the world gets more globalized. I don't know. I don't know. Any like profession that has to do what they focus on to the general public for only a limited amount of time is gonna suffer the same thing. And what I mean by that is like I just listen to music and only focus on music all the time. But then my audience is just like only a few hours a week are they even like thinking about music. You know, they might listen to it in the day to day, but they're not like, you know, focusing on music. It's kind of just like in the background. And so I can't compare myself who is listening to music 50 hours a week to someone that's listening to it 10 hours a week and doesn't really care about it the same way that I do. Of course they're not going to be, you know, like knowing all the genres that I know and like, you know, analyzing all the snares and you know what I'm saying. Like they don't give a shit and they don't have to. And so for me, it's kind of unfair for me to be like, oh, why don't they like my 3/4 beat, you know, like whatever, fucking on the piano edit with the bass going crazy. Like, of course they're not gonna like that because they are focused on other shit. So I guess that's what I have to remind myself. But it's kind of hard sometimes. But yeah. The thing that pisses me off the most, though, which doesn't have to do with the general public, is like the DJs that have been playing the same song like forever. But that's another topic.
지금 세대가 조금 다양한 음악을 플레이할 수 있게 된 세대인 것 같아요. 뭐 하이퍼팝이나 뭐 재즈 클럽이나 좀 다양한 장르들이 좀 더 생겨나니까 플레이할 수 있는 점도 많아지고 다양한 노래로 저희가 좀 더 재밌게 만들 수 있고 하니까 지금 세대가 조금 뭐 약간 저는 그렇게 생각하거든요. DJ들이 점점 실력이 좋아지고 있는 세대다 보니까 기술적인 거나 스타일적인 거나 뭐 바이브 같은 거나 모든 게 더 한층 더 업그레이드 된 세대다 보니까 좀 더 주목받고 있지 않나 싶습니다. 첫 번째는 제 레드펄 파티팀을 한국에서 제일 유명한 파티팀으로 만들고 싶은 게 제 계획이고요. 두 번째는 지금은 아직 막 열심히 하고 있지는 않지만 프로듀싱 쪽에서도 뭔가 DJ 레딘의 음악은 너무 좋더라. 약간 제가 좋아하는 아티스트 중에 스클랩스 되게 좋아하거든요. 그 정도의 위치가 되고 싶어요, 한국에서는. 그걸로 목표를 삼고 있습니다.
When you're little, babies really like vegetables, right? No one really likes like coffee, or the first time you try wine or beer or whatever, you don't really like it, right? But then if you like keep eating it, then you start to like you acquire the taste and you like it. I have a theory, I don't know if it's 100%, but that music is similar. Like for example, myself even, the first time I heard house and techno and music without lyrics, I didn't like it. I was just like, I don't know what this is. It's so repetitive, it's boring, like there's no familiar melody, I can't relate to it, it's just like noise, right? And I know a lot of people that have thought the same way, and then they've been in the right situation or whatever, or the right time and right place, and they're like, oh, I get it. I think just in general, people they have the potential to like more types of music than they really know. I can probably like vividly remember at least 5 different people that I brought into like this one club from like a hip hop club, because techno clubs are the only ones that open until like the morning here. Like the club will open until 10 a.m. or 12 p.m. or whatever, 12 a.m. p.m. Yeah. And I brought them there, and they're like, "Oh my god, I like EDM now." Little do they know they're not even listening to EDM; they're listening to some like deep techno genre, like progressive dub techno, whatever. Anyway, and they're like, "Oh my god, why am I enjoying myself?" It's just like if some element is being in the right place at the right time, but also it's just like letting yourself enjoy something that you wouldn't normally enjoy. Like it's somewhere in there for most people, I think, but they're just like, I don't know, they haven't had the right opportunity for it to click. So yeah, I hope more people are able to do that. That's my goal. You know.
정말 음참 즐기는 문화를 만들려고 하고 있습니다. 그게 요즘 세대 교차를 하려고 하고 있어요. 코리아.
Don't go where you go. Don't smile while you smile. Don't go, don't smile. 거리에 많은 사람들 속에 너의 목소리는 나를 멈춰서게 하고 어느새 넌 사라져버리고 사람들의 어깨를 부딪히며 가는데 분명한 것은 몰랐던 것은 끝이 있었다는 것 마지막으로 잊지 말 것은 먼저